Today is a very important day for you, or important topic for us all, for you, me, everyone on this planet. Well, today we'll be talking about a subject that, or topic that should have been taught in school, and it's a book about the truth about love. And I think love is important because we are human. We all crave love. We want to be loved. We want to give love. We want to receive it. We want to give it. Stuff like that. And essentially, I think that school didn't teach you about communication, about understanding people in general. Because look, we all deal with people, and we're social creatures, whether you're introverted or extroverted. Introverted is where you introverted is where you spend time alone, or you recharge it by being by yourself. While extroverted is where they themselves recharges or get their energy surrounded by people. And that essentially, I think that we have a misconception about love too, because we didn't learn love um, through either from school, or we learn it through our environment, through observing people, or either from your parents. And that love is important because we need it in our life. Well, some people don't, but I think that we still need it in all some degree, but we still need it. And that essentially we have the misconception about it. There's a myth idea right now about what love is and uh, how things around love is. And you're saying, why should you do a book on love? Look, I had my heart broken, and I start researching about love and how to improve my relationship and how improve to love another human being, because we were never taught about that. And that this book is important for improving your relationship with others, how to give love, how to receive love, how to know that love and having a relationship, you have to make it work, right? And so that's this book about. This book about is that we go through 4 stages of love, and the first stage is the infatuation, the first stage of love. Second stage is the post-rapture, the second stage of love. The third stage is the discovery stage, gathering information. The fourth stage is the connection stage. Now, I want you to read this. It's very interesting. Okay, and before that, I gotta destroy a myth in your you have a myth in your head right now, that what you have about the topic about love or relationship is this. We all watch romantic movies. We think that's how it all ends, and it create a story somehow in our mind, but that doesn't how in the world that we live in. That doesn't how it works. And we now have a high degree of certainty about what makes marriage work and what doesn't work. We know that love doesn't last. You have to make it last. We know that love goes through a predictable cycle, that each has unique characteristic and purpose. Understanding the true nature of love is the key to happiness in relationships. And here's the misconception. This limited perception of love and marriage has led us to serious misconceptions, just as infatuation equals love. If it isn't perfect, it wasn't meant to be. Chemistry is all that matters. There's one true soulmate for everyone. Love conquers all. If a relationship is tough, it means you have the wrong partner. You can't rekindle passion. If you're really in love, you won't be attracted to another people. If you meet the right person, you will live ever after. Which in this book is talk about love. The reason why people think that when you enter a relationship at the beginning, it's always going to be great forever, but we all know that's not true. And that's the second stage of love. That's the post-rapture stage, and that all relationships have high and low. We always have high dips and low dips. One person can transform a relationship. If you change your behavior, the relationship cannot stay the same. Another common misconception about love is that it's stagnant state. Once you fall in love, you get high on a high and stay there forever. This is not true. The course of true love consists of a series of highs and lows. You can gain comfort not only in knowing that the peaks and valleys are inherent to love, but that's shared by millions of people around the world. You're never alone in your relationship. The infatuation state is where we have chemical, and that biology it get us keeping, we're there to, the reason why we come together is biology, to procreate, to mate. And the nature drugs only last so long, and it wears off. This book talk about natures, and it's talking about biology, right? And essentially we go to the second stage. That was the first stage, the infatuation. um, the second stage is where everything that your mate do, it kind of annoys you, and you're having negativity for months. Your desire were identical, but later you don't always want the same thing. Little habits that once were endearing start to annoy you. The social butterfly who used to cancel all his plans with you to be with you suddenly can't schedule you uh, in every night. In recent months, there hasn't been as many loving gestures between you. You can't remember the last time one of you brought flowers or love or left a love letter note. Once you were willing to give limitlessly, now you don't always want to give because you feel like you're not getting as much in return. You used to get up early and have your morning coffee together. Now you want to sleep in until last possible minute and grab a coffee on the way to work. You have the feeling that your partner is moving away from you. There's more silence between you, whether before conversation was effortless. You don't have sex as often. When do you do it? It takes longer to become aroused, and it isn't all. Yes, this book talk about that too, but when we're not talking about that. And it's all fireworks every time. You feel a need for space and more private time. You start seeing things in your partner that you probably overlook. He's so okay. This one I need to talk about. She's compulsive about. Essentially, I think that people the thing is, I think that people should understand. People essentially like to talk about themselves. I think that we should listen more than we, because basically, essentially, if you really want to understand a human being, you have to listen to what their needs are, because we have to communicate with people. People are not mind readers. The closing of infatuation stage, it can be marked by behavior ranging from quiet acceptance to questioning the relationship. Couple who relation did not begin with high drama move past may move past infatuation to the post-rapture stage without fanfare, but other couple who expect the chemical high to last, who equal up with that intense infatuation feeling, may begin to think they're falling out of love. Nah, but that's not it. This can result in the "I love you, but I'm not in love with you" syndrome, which is another, what is this? Sure sign that you have moved into the second stage of love. Rest assured, the post-rapture period is not the death kill of romance. On the contrary, it's the beginning of true love. Now, a lot of people have misconception about true love too. A lot. I did too, essentially. So you know how like when you, so this is help you to get, if you have a hit the wall and are stuck in a, I don't know how to say that one. Doldrums of post-rapture, the antidote might be quite simple. Think back on the infatuation stage. Recall what you did then and start doing it again. When you were infatuated, you pay attention to one another's needs and focus on pleasing each other. If you essentially do this now and you're on your own, it can be a delightful effect. You can bring back those loving feelings by acting in a loving way. If you want to feel romantic, be romantic. I know this takes dedication, however, it can have a great payoff and will help move you through the low spot of this stage. Try this experiment right now. Start looking at your partner with eyes of love. Flirt with him or her. Go out of your way to be sweet and thoughtful, like you did in the early days. Do this, and then you go about your daily routine. This won't take any extra time, but you will be surprised at the effect. This brings me back of Tony Robbins. If you don't know Tony Robbins, he teaches also about relationship. And he also said, if your relationships start to die, it's because you're not bringing, and it's boring, it's not exciting. That's because it starts with us. We gotta make that exciting. We gotta start giving passion again. We gotta start making the person more excited, more loving. Because what happens is we stop giving the attention to the person. It's about also the relationship is about meeting the a person needs and also trying to communicate your needs and wants. Essentially, I think that people in order to have a great relationship, you also have to have a great relationship with yourself first. You must know yourself, how you feel, what your wants are, and what your needs are, and you need to communicate that with your partner. I think that would be great. But essentially, people don't know about themselves. People say, he's self-absorbed, he's not paying attention. That's because we're unaware about our behavior. Because essentially, the unconscious, we weren't aware because the unconscious behavior is how we act without any conscious thought. Essentially, people like to talk about themselves, but that's another case. But essentially, and then we move to discovery stage. We were talking about rapture, right? So here we go. The discovery stage, gathering information. The truth about love is that it's ever changing. Same thing as people. Throughout the life of a relationship, individual change. Life itself changes. Love has to be flexible enough to accommodate new information, new roles, and new way of loving one another. Most low spot in relationship occurs out of a need for discovery. If a couple do not make a practice of examining current needs and making adjustment, they get stuck in a rut that offer little or no reward. The discovery process can transform the new low spot into a relationship and give clear direction for creating the love you long for. Navigating the stage of discovery for the first time in a relationship can be challenging as well as exciting. So here we go. If you navigate the post-rapture stage of love, you have probably adjusted your expectations somewhat and are seeing your relationship with an open mind. This primes you for the discovery period, a time in which you will begin gathering information about yourself and your partner, and how the two of you want to be together in the real world. Since love does not mean the same thing to every individual or to every couple, only by surveying your needs and your partner's needs can you define your own unique form of love. Taking time for discovery helps you determine what you each want from the relationship. This process can be full of surprise and isn't always easy. Couple who rush through discovery, skipping over the information gathering process, decrease the likelihood of the relationship going the distance and creating love that lasts. Making a commitment while still in the infatuation stage before you experience the realism of post-rapture or take the journey into discovery can easily result in a regretful decision. The throes of romantic love, information doesn't sink in. You need amp time and experience after euphoria subsides to get an inaccurate picture of your partner and is certain if the two of you have shared values and the desire for same type of relationship. So it's about they call it updating your love map, but we'll talk about love map later in this video coming up. Now, next we do commitment, and this one is scary. It used to be for me, because see, the reason why most people are scared of commitment because they're afraid they'll get hurt again. That's why they do self-sabotage and stuff. But essentially, we have to get over that fear of commitment. But commitment means you have to give time to them, and you have to really commit yourself, your whole heart to them. And yeah, people are afraid, but it's because the only reason why most people are afraid of commitment is because, of course, we're of heartbreak. I used to be afraid of commitment because of heartbreaks, and I don't want to be committed because I'm afraid that the person might either leave me and hurt my heart. Because we all have been hurt by people, by our significant others, and they leave us, right? And it hurts, and we want to not be hurt again. And what happens is our brain or ourself, we want to protect ourselves, so we try not to do that. This is the connection state, the expanding commitment. Commitment gives you the opportunity to be truly known by the another human being. Today, marriage and commitment are getting a lot of bad press. We're constantly reminded about the high divorce rate and the fact that marriage is at all-time low. Increasing number of young people living through the divorce of their parents, family, and friends are speaking out about the shattered illusion concerning about marriage and are avoiding commitment together. Sadly, many will never know the joy and satisfaction that can come from dedicating oneself to long-term love. Pundits and politicians offer a lot of shoulds and oughta about marriage. But what we don't hear enough about is the sheer joy and delight of committed love. When a celebrity get a divorce and make the front page, I yet to see an anniversary make the headlines. It's not these happy marriage doesn't exist. The well, I'm just gonna talk about that. Here we go. A closer look at a commitment. Many people think of commitment as one-dimensional. You're committed to each other or you're not. In this context, commitment simply refers to staying together. If you have already made the decision to stay with your current partner and share this point of view, you might look upon this chapter as unnecessary. However, commitment involves much more than showing up at the same residence and representing yourself as a couple. There are two categories of commitment: commitment to being together, commitment to the relationship. In order to expand your commitment and deepen your connection, it's necessary to look at both dimensions. This finding reveal a clear distinction between what they call constrict commitment and dedicated commitment. Constrict commitment refers to staying in a relationship because you don't want to deal with the consequences of getting out, just as losing money, splitting property, relinquishing status, disappointing others, and being single. A lot of people don't like being single, but I think that being single again gives you the ability to discover yourself again. I was single, and I actually like single give you the ability to find you, to know what your interests are, to know who you are as a person, and know what your boundaries are. On the other hand, dedicated commitment involves staying together because of gratification reserved from your investment in the relationship. Individual who are dedicated to their part to ensure that the relationship is sound for both people. They protect it from outside force by the way they think, act, and parts of their life. Dedicated commitment is a part of true love. Constrict commitment is not. Very interesting. And then it's a good book, so I think I highly recommend you read it. And so for the last of who believe that you can't find love, I think this is a great chapter. I'm gonna read it to you because I think I love this. I love this chapter. It's reassuring you that love is possible. Love is out there, because essentially we think that love is we can't have love. It's not for us, But I think it's possible. It's called claiming love. The truth about love is that it's all available to everyone, and that all you have to do is recognize it, and have the courage to accept it. And then so I'm gonna read you. I think I'm gonna read you this whole page because I think it's a great story, and it's a great. After a keynote speech I gave recently, a woman named Jackie came up to me and said, "I really like to find true love, but I keep being attracted to the wrong guys." So I heard this comment hundreds of times before. I knew to ask, "Are you attracted to the one who are not available?" She gave me a stared look, and as her face flushed, answered, "Yes, the one that are never interested in me." I continued comment. I wonder if it's feel familiar to have someone not interested in you, and when you meet a guy who is interested, you don't feel anything for him. Excuse me. Jackie nodded, fighting back tears. Then perhaps you have to learn to tell the difference between turmoil and true love. Turbulence love is what we see in the movies. You may be familiar with the excitement of turmoil, but unfamiliar with having someone who loves and cares for you. So when a loving, available guy shows up, you feel bored or interested. My advice is to slow down, pay attention to the nice guys, and allow yourself to be loved. You deserve it. Love is out there. You just have to learn to recognize it. The tears fell as Jackie nodded in agreement and gave me a warm hug. I asked her to email me and let me know how the story continued. This brief exchange reminded me how easy it is to love someone who's unavailable, and to believe that it's a better partner somewhere out there. This way, you never have to face the fact that you have difficult loving and being loved. As long as you believe that no one's available for you, you can avoid looking at yourself and facing the truth that you may be familiar with, longing than loving. I know Jackie can find love. I believe that you can find love. It's just a mind of there's billions of people out there. The more important question is, can she accept it? Claim the love you deserve. And this is really good, so I'll read it to you. Love is all around you, and all you have to do is claim it. The best way to begin is to see love in your partner behavior, in the thoughtful gesture you take for granted, in the everyday kindness shown to you. Focus on what your partners give you instead of what you're not getting. I know this, as simple as this is difficult. I spent years ignoring the love around me. I encourage you to claim the love that is there for you, and remember, love is available to everyone. To experience true love, you need the courage to see it, believe it, and let it in. The course of true love never did run smooth. Shakespeare was right. Love has high and lows. The high time gives us those loving feelings, and the low time allows the need for us a course correction. Love has no predictable states. Infatuation bring you together. Post-Rapture give you the taste of reality. Discover provides you the way out of inevitable low spot, and connection bring you the first circle to a deeper experience of love. You cycle through these stages time and again, time and again, each time coming closer to the heart of true love. You keep love alive by acting in a loving way. Love doesn't last, you have to make it last. True love replenishes our daily acts of kindness. Love must have forms and function. Love is made manifest in deeds. The role you play in one another's life, as well as the way you express your love, determine the course of true love. Love is what matters. When all that is said and done, love is what we remember. On your deathbed, you won't say, I wish I may make more money. I wish I had more work. You will grieve the lost opportunity for love and celebrate the one you had. Love reaches its high forms and commitment. When two people decide to make the love exclusive and permanent, they take fear out of the low time and give energy to the high time. They also set forth on spiritual path. Marriage is the partner of true love. Commitment is good for you. Men and women alike are far more likely to achieve their personal goals when it comes to life by faithful partners. That's it. Oh, love enhance life and take everyone in path to a higher plane. With true love, you accomplish more, live better, come forward closer to reaching your potential. I wish you well on your journey. Here's our some final guidelines. Celebrate the highs, learn from the low. Keep discovering one another. Keep your mind open to a possibility of love. Be able to change. Be open to change. Be kind. Be clear about the rules you're following. Be truthful. Make your relationship a priority. Find out what I say. Find out what to say I love you to your partner and do it. Deepen and protecting your connection. Form a relationship with your partner. Make your home and relationship a healing. Foster mutual support. Look for love in your life every single day. Isn't that great? It's a great book. I highly recommend you get it. When we were a kid, we have a story, a perception, idea about love. They call it Love Map, and it's a great book. I think that I haven't finished it, but she have written another book. It's really good. I highly recommend you get it. So I'm going to read you about Love Map. Essentially, children begin to develop these love map between the age of 5 and 8. It's how you think about love and how because of your event. Here we go. Age of 5 and 8 for even early in response to family, friends, experience, and change association. For example, as a child, you get to use the turmoil or tranquility in your house, the way your mother listens, scowl, and pants you, and how your father jokes and walks and talks. Certain temperament feature of your friends and relatives strike you as repellent. Other you associate with disturbing incidents. Gradually, these memories begin to take on a pattern in your mind. A subliminal template for what turns you off and what turns you on. As you grow up, this unconscious love map takes shape and composite proto-image of the ideal sweetheart emerges. Then in teenage, when sexual feelings flood the brain, these love maps begin to solidify, becoming more specific as to the details of body type, age, interests, and quirks of temperament, humor, and personality. You develop a mental picture of your perfect mate. The sudden you find enticing, and the kind of conversation and erotic activity excite you. So long before your true love walks into you in a classroom, at a shopping mall, in a coffee office, at a coffee shop or at a party or event, you have already constructed some basic element of your ideal sweetheart. Then what? When you actually see someone who fits within these parameters, you fall in love with him or her and project onto this beloved your unique love map. The recipient generally deviate considerably from your actual ideal, but your brush aside this inconsistency to note on your own construction. These love maps vary from one individual to the next. Some people get turned on by a business suit or a doctor uniform, by great breasts, soft small feet, or vigorous laugh. Her voice, the way he smiled, her connection, patience, her spontaneity, his sense of humor, her interest, his aspiration, her coronation, his charisma, mirrors office, as well as tiny subliminal elements working to make one person more attractive than this. We all have this. A few specific things we find appealing in a potential mate, deep in our unconscious psyche. Yeah, we have a unconscious about who our mate is. That's the essential idea. Subscribe to my channel, like my video, and I'll see you on the next. Bye bye.